What's up, wrestling fans? Ratman Rich Fulmer with your Ratt Report, as always. Pretty good show this week. I don't know how many matches they have, but it seems to have a lot more going on. When I take these notes, I take down little things here and there from each match, each promo cut, each video package put together, and it seems like my sticky notes get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and my show seems to go a lot more because there's a lot more happening in TNA now than what there has been in the past several months, past year, I guess. TNA's still working on their big deal, big TV deal. I guess they signed it. I don't know if this is dirt sheet crap, but we're just one step closer. As say, we're one step closer to finding out who the big TV deal is going to be with. Rumored to be WGN, and then there's obviously MTV, TNN, TNT would be. I think TNT would be great. You get a lot of what we used to have before in WCW. Whether or not Ted Turner's actually going to go with wanting to have another wrestling company under his wing, I don't know. It's a TV deal. That's all it would be. It wouldn't be like he would be owning it. At the same time, we know how WCW went. WCW was good until, brother, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, brother. Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff. I don't know. I get it. Eric Bischoff is still with TNA. That explains some of the crappy storylines, but still the product is looking better than, like I said, it did months ago. So anyway, without further ado, let's get going. Open video, Roode's story leading up to the title match with Bobby Lashley. The title win over Bobby Lashley. Still, TNA still railing over this title win. MVP kind of has a little bit of problem with that. I'll get to that later. I'm kind of jumping ahead here. Kurt Angle comes down to the ring, introduces our new TNA World Heavyweight Champion, Bobby Roode. Bobby Roode comes out, says Kurt Angle is pound for pound the best in wrestling history. I'm not going to beg to differ that. I'm going to actually agree with Bobby Roode and say he is one of the greatest to ever come out of professional wrestling. The man's an Olympic gold medalist. He's done so much collegiately. He's done so much professionally. And he continues to go. Is Kurt Angle still with TNA? As it stands, yes. I'm just going to kind of veer off subject for a minute. As it stands, he is still with TNA, but he wants to do a part-time thing. WWE once offered him to come back. He was in negotiations with them, but he only wants a part-time gig. He doesn't feel his body's good enough to go the extra 260 some matches a year. Wrestling takes a lot out of you when you get up there in age. Go through the many injuries that Kurt Angle has suffered through his body. I wouldn't be surprised if he says no and stays with TNA as maybe he'll be the commissioner or the GM or however you want to say, as director of authority or director of operations, the role that he's in right now. I'd like to see him come back. I'd like to see him wrestle more. I'd like to see him. But do I want to see him as a part-timer or a full-timer? No, I'm a huge fan of Kurt Angle. Like I've said it many times. He's from Pittsburgh. Going hometown on this guy. Big fan of him, but do I want to see him full time? Probably not. I don't want to see Undertaker full time. I don't want to see Sting full time. I don't want to see Hulk Hogan at all. But guys like Jeff Jarrett, when GFW picks up and goes off the ground, don't want to see him in the ring all the time. Maybe a few times here and there. Maybe kicking somebody's ass to prove a point would be a good idea, but do I want to see him on a regular basis? No. And same with Kurt Angle. Who I want to see is I want to see more James Storm. I want to see more Manic. I want to see more Bobby Roode. I want to see more Bobby Lashley. I want to see more Kenny King. I want to see more Eric Young. I want to see these guys who haven't been in there more than, 10 years or, I don't want to see a 20-year veteran get in the ring week after week after week after week and wrestling and winning titles. I want to see, Bobby Roode sets the stage, sets the bar for a future TNA, much like Bobby Lashley has done. Who was it that could beat Bobby Lashley? A lot of people wondered, who could beat Bobby Lashley? Bobby Roode could, and he did. So we're moving forward with this, and a new era in TNA, you could say, with Bobby Roode as our new World Heavyweight Champion. Bobby Roode talks about dreams come true. Ever since he's first laced up his boots, he's wanted to be world champion. I think this is more believable now that he's really wanting to be a world champion because he's had the taste of it before. And like I've touched on before, Bobby Roode, his last title run was I don't want to use the word mediocre at best, but definitely this run I foresee is going to be better than the last one. Crap victories, hitting somebody in the head with a belt, or somebody smacking their head off the back of their head off a chair, or spitting beer in somebody's face, or hitting somebody in the head with a bottle. They're just crappy wins. I want to see somebody win legitimately. Eric Young was doing it. Bobby Lashley was doing it. Tonight's match with MVP and Bobby Roode, that was legit, straight up match. A lot more than what I expected. But we'll move on with this. MVP comes out and calling his Bobby Lashley's loss a conspiracy. Two guys conspiring against Bobby Lashley, and whatever, man. MVP, I'm sick of seeing him. I'm sick of hearing his mouth. He lays out the challenge to Bobby Lashley, or to Bobby Roode. Bobby Lashley was all, what? Like, what? You're going to take my chance? Technically speaking, Bobby Lashley has first dibs on a title match because it's part of a stipulation in a contract. When you become World Heavyweight Champion, everybody has it. Every champion that loses his title gets a chance to win it back. And it should be, he should have had that match last night, but he didn't. Instead, it was MVP. I said it before, this little stable of stooges they got going on there is crumbling slowly. And where was Kenny King tonight? I really didn't see Kenny King much at the beginning, but the rest of the night I really didn't see him at all. Not even when Bobby Lashley left. So I don't know. We'll get to it. This promo with the Hardys versus Low Ki and Samoa Joe for the number one contenders match for the night. Joe and Low Ki have an interview backstage and say they're going to prove everyone wrong and beat the Hardys and beat the Wolves and be the best tag team. This tag team has a lot of promise to them. Say they were to stick together after after tonight or after last night. We'll see. Maybe there's a future with them. Maybe there isn't. But then the actual match itself was pretty good. Started out slow, a little fill-up thing with Jeff Hardy and Low Ki. Both of them are phenomenal athletes. Low Ki is definitely the future of TNA and future of professional wrestling. 20 years down the road, Low Ki can say, you know, I've done this. And 20 years down the road, we're going to see Low Ki step aside and let the younger generation come up through, much like Jeff Hardy may have done a few times here and there. Jeff Hardy's definitely better at putting people over. But Low Ki has been in there for so many years. Joe's been in there for so many years. Both Hardys been in there for so many years. They all know what it's like to hold tag team gold. And tonight's match was really no different. It was a pretty good seesaw match, back and forth. Joe and Low Ki looked really good throughout the whole thing, but in the end, the Hardys walk away with the win. Their combinations that they do. I was hoping for Low Ki and Joe to win, only because, come on. We've seen the Hardys already. We've seen them. We've seen them win. We've seen them hold 11 titles. Mike Tenay says that they're seeking their 8th title, but let me get this straight here. Let's count this. 11. If they win, okay, they won against Joe and Low Ki. So let's say they beat the Wolves. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but it's a good possibility. So let's count them all. You've got NDW Tag Team Champions, 1 time. NWA 2000 Tag Team Champions, 1 time. Omega Tag Team Champions, 1 time. WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment, World Wrestling Federation, WCW Tag Team titles, 1 time. WWE World Tag Team titles, 6 times. You add that up, 6, 1, 2, 3. This would be their 10th title. This would be their 10th title. And if they win against the Wolves next week, that will be their 11th World Tag Team titles. One of the best tag teams of all time. And we'll see Bobby Roode and fucking A. I just lost where I was at. So, anyway, somehow 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. That's 10. 4 titles plus 6 is 10, right? Right. Now let's just get this on out of my head now. Let's just move on. If the Hardys beat the Wolves, which the way things are looking, that might just happen, because the Hardys or the Wolves are kind of at odds right now because of the Redneck Revolution. James Storm is seen out back, as a matter of fact, talking to Davey Richards, talking about, you got 1 week. Excuse me, you've got 1 week to give me an answer. Are you going to join us? Or are you going to stay singles? Or stay with the Wolves? I said this before. I would rather see, as a fan, I would rather see, excuse me a minute. As a fan, I would much rather see the Wolves together join the Revolution than split up and kill the only good team that you have in TNA. Like I said, I like the Hardys. I'm a big fan of the Hardys. 10-time World Tag Team Champions, former World Tag Team Champions, but Why not somebody new? Why do we have to have... You might as well just put beer money back together. Give the gold to the Dudley boys. You know, get Kensuke Sasaki back over here with Road Warrior Animal and form the new Road Warriors. I'm just saying, the Hardys, and I'm going to say this, the Hardys as TNA World Tag Team Champions is like Bob Backlund being WWE or WWF World Heavyweight Champion back in the 90s. They're old. Nobody wants to see them. You see, Diesel beat Bob Backlund at a house show and won the World Heavyweight title. How big is that whenever an old team wins it? It's like, it would be just like seeing the Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws, becoming WWE Tag Team Champions. See, we don't want to see that anymore. We want to see the Wolves carry the belts, maybe give the belts to somebody else, maybe give the belts to somebody else, a new tag team, not Trainwreck and EC3. I'm talking just anybody. Form a new tag team. Joe and Low Key is in my opinion, Joe and Low Key are the best prime right now to face the Wolves. I think that would be an epic match. Versus the Hardys, I think it would be an epic match also, but unfortunately I'm not really looking forward to that match because I have a feeling that Davey Richards is going to turn on Eddie Edwards and we're going to see the end of the Wolves.
That's stupid.
That's my... Exactly. She says it's stupid. I agree. Stupid. Everybody out there, I know you all agree. Stupid. Bobby Roode backstage talking to... cutting a promo about his match tonight against MVP. He's going to prove that he's got what it takes. He's... You know, MVP, I'm not a big fan of MVP at all. I'm just going to move on from there. Brittany and Sam Shaw are in the ring, cutting a promo. Whack job couple. Brittany licks. She doesn't just grab his face and gah. I'm talking, she grabs him by his mustache and his lips and just licks. I mean, it was a straight up, I'm licking your lollipop. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a whack job? 1, a 2, a 3, a 3. You get it. You get it. And that's what it looked like. Brittany's hot. She's one of my top 30 sexiest females in wrestling. I don't remember what number she is. Go to Motown's wrestling group, and we're doing brackets, setting up for brackets for the sexiest male and female wrestlers. I did not do a male bracket. Thank you very much. You're welcome. I did do a female, and she's in that. I get it, but it's just a gangbang of stupid. That's what it is. It's a gangbang of stupid, if you ask me. Gunner comes out. They have this little makeout session session in the middle of the ring. It looked like they were going to get their freaks on, but then Gunner comes out and calls them both creepy bastards, and fight ensues. Gunner's down. Brittany hands Sam Shaw's gloves, and he hits him with that chokehold, that Kasiya Katami. I'm probably saying that right. No, I'm not. Kasiya Katami is the official word of it. I can't talk at all. Kasiya Katami is the official name of the chokehold. Gunner goes right out, and they left him laying in the middle of the ring. what's going to happen next. I think these two wrestling each other is going to be good for Sam Shaw and the future of Gunner. Neither one of them are really doing too much. Gunner, we all know Gunner went into the mental ward to help out Sam Shaw, gets him out, and Brittany gets her. Oh wow! I wonder how many licks it takes to get to the center of that Tootsie Pop, man. That's how it was. And we see there's a one good lick, and it looked like he was raring to go because they started making out in the middle of the ring. Anyway, Mahabali Shira. I'm going to have to learn how to say that word. Say his name. Mahabali Shira from India. First TNA sign from India. I've seen some of his work, and I gotta say, he's pretty impressive. Let's see. I did have his stuff up because I was gonna do a little bit of info on him. There isn't much to see as far as videos go. I'm looking them up right here. I Google everything. I don't care. He has a Facebook page. Something about he punches Facebook page. I'm gonna go in and like him right now. Look him up on Facebook. Mahabali Mahabali Shira, Shera is how you spell his name. Look him up on Facebook. Wait a minute. You'll see it. He's doing this. I'm going to send him a friend request right now. This is what I do. I send wrestlers friend requests because I want to be friends with wrestlers. Why? Because I do a rev show every week, a few times a week sometimes, and I want them to see it and I want them to recognize it. And plus, I do spotlights on wrestlers all the time. So my laptop's really okay. Friend request is sent. This guy coming out of India, he didn't do too much. We seen him later on in the show with Manic in a diner of some sorts, doing their thing. They're talking. I think. Now I could be wrong. I do tend to be wrong from time to time, but I have a feeling that tonight's gonna be a good night. Just kidding. I have a feeling that they're gonna try to recruit Mahabali Shira. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time saying his name. Mahabali Shira to be part of the Revolution. Good pick. This guy is no joke. He's a powerhouse. Very agile. Check him out. YouTube him. Google him. Sometime down the road, I'll do a spotlight on him when I'm able to find more out about him. Right now, I'm checking on things, looking things, but I'm not really finding much. Everything that I'm finding about this guy, TNA's already announced it. So why would I tell you something you don't already know? Because I do this freaking show just for you, little fuckers. Anyway, MVP confronts Kurt Angle backstage, and I think Lashley's starting to realize what kind of a POS MVP really is. The fact that MVP interrupts him all the time in the ring, and says, "You're not wrestling tonight. You're not even going to defend that title." Bobby Lashley, coming from MMA, coming from his long time in wrestling, we all know that he's like, I talk for myself, I do my own thing. Who the freak are you to be, bullshitting, man? So anyway, so we'll see. Like I said, the match comes up later on. Get more into that. as I go down through. I don't want to skip over things because then I get lost. Magnus and Bram versus Dreamer and Devon. Hardcore rules. The match started out with a bang. Devon and Dreamer attacked from behind. Bram went through a table in this match. Dreamer scores a win on Magnus for the win. It was a good match, good hardcore match. I'm surprised I didn't see any blood. I miss the days when we would watch a hardcore match and somebody would come out covered in blood and all messed up and twisted up in barbed wire or I miss the blood. I miss hardcore matches where somebody gets hit in the head with a real stop sign and gets their head busted open. Because it's not the blunts. It's not the blunt force that busts your head open. Trust me on that. It's not you can take a hammer and hit somebody over the head with it as hard as you can, and they will not bleed. They will it will make a big knot. Several blows to the head, several blows, and a cut. Then you'll see the blood. Several blows to the head, you get a big knot. It fills with blood. That fills with fluids from your body. And then you hit that and it explodes. That's where you get the blood. Or a simple cut. We know how that goes. But I'm surprised I didn't see any blood tonight. I'm hoping to see some blood sometime. I want to see Bram bleed. I am a fan. Yes, I am a huge fan of Bram. But I want to see his freaking blood. I want to see how hardcore he really is. You want to claim to be it? Now you've got to prove it. Because you lost tonight in a tag team match. So what? You beat Abyss. So's everybody. So's Eric Young. And Eric Young shed much more blood in one match than Bram probably has shed in a long time in any matches. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Bram, but I want to see him bleed. I want to see him produce the blood, get hit in the head a few times, and bleed. Then I'm gonna believe that this is hardcore. Gail Kim cuts a promo backstage on Havoc and her knockout title match tonight. Gail Kim, she's still bandaged up from the last encounter with Havoc, and she's still bandaged up. And whether she's going to beat Havoc, I would rather see Havoc carry that title and see somebody else come along and beat her. I don't want to see Velvet Sky beat her. I don't want to see Angelina Love beat her. I don't want to see Gail Kim beat her. Brittany maybe, not Madison Rayne. ODB could come back and win. Winter could come back and win. I want to see Havoc hold the title a little longer. I'll get to that a little bit, but pretty much the promo was, I'm come back to avenge my title, to win my title back, and on like that. Goes to commercial, comes back. Rockstar Spud comes out to the ring. And just a public service announcement, a good PR announcement. For the price of a network, you can own your very own I'm with Spud t-shirt for $9.99. Same price as a network. What would you rather do? Wear I'm with Spud t-shirt or a network that's going to play the same thing over and over and over again? For $9.99. And you're hooked into it. You're hooked into this network for 6 months. November's free for the network, and after that you're roped into it. But you have to have a credit card to be able to view it. Do you want to give out your credit card like that? Let's buy a Rockstar Spud t-shirt. I'm with Spud. Let's be Spud's buddy. A few weeks ago I wasn't endorsing him. few weeks ago I was saying this is dumb. And it is dumb. I think they need to put Rockstar Spud in the ring. Put your black pants back on. Put your cowboy boots back on with your little shades and your whacked out hair and your leather jacket and come down and fucking wrestle. I don't care about t-shirts. I don't care about, Rockstar Spud was wearing a suit tonight, and really, he looked like the Simpsons or the Windows, Microsoft Windows, with all the clouds. He looked like, I personally think he looked like the Simpsons. Really, with all the clouds and all that all over, or a Bob Ross painting. Of course, I think that's, an insult on Bob Ross. But, go to TNA, shoptna.com, and buy your I'm with Rockstar Spud t-shirts for only $9.99. The price of a network, brother. You can buy a network, or you can buy a t-shirt. I'll buy a t-shirt, brother. I know, we'll rip it off. Oh, Hulk Hogan. Anyway, but you can do that. Rockstar Spud's out there. JBL or JB is talking about WW freaking E, and I say wrong names. I'm sorry. Jeremy Borash is out there. He says he's with Rockstar Spud. EC3 and Trainwreck come out. EC3 is trying to get Rockstar Spud to apologize to him. Rockstar Spud stands up to him. Says, no, you got to give this guy a lot of... former OVW champion, TV champion. This guy's held belts, where EC3 hasn't won that many belts. I don't think EC3 is all that talented anyway, and neither is Tyrus Trainwreck that he has. Oh, baby Huey. I wish you could see the fancy footwork that I was just doing right there. Gotta be better than the Funkadactyls, the Fuckadactyls, Skankadactyls. Somebody call my mama! Somebody call my mama! Anyway, he tries to get him to apologize. Spud's like, no, I'm not apologizing to you. And then Trainwreck grabs him, roughs him up a little bit, and he says, okay, now you gotta apologize. He's like, I'm sorry that you're a big-nosed douchebag. That made us all laugh hard. Laugh out loud. LOL, LMAO, LMAO, FNO, LOO. We laughed. It was great. Great. And then EY comes out and starts. JB tries to get involved, and EC3 throws him to the ground, almost just don't ever touch me. And then he smacks JB. Then Rockstar Spud jumps on him, and Trainwreck gets a hold of him again. Oh, gotta call my mama, baby Huey. Baby Huey. Don't touch baby Huey. Then EY comes out, and if you've seen dipshitness of all dipshitness, it was Trainwreck trying to get out of the ring. That fat ass can't move very fast. He's trying to get out of the ring. Are you kidding me right now? I'm not a pro wrestler. I've fooled around in the ring. I'm not a pro wrestler, but I move faster than that big silly oaf that he is. Call my mama. I can't get enough of it. Anyway, knockout titles match. Let's just move right on. Knockout titles match. Gail Kim versus Havoc. Finally, this happens again. Gail Kim versus Havoc 2, I guess this could be considered. The match really never officially started the first time around. Much like the first match that these two women had, it never really started. Havoc just beat the hell out of Gail Kim. Gail Kim did try to attack Havoc outside the ring, and she got her ass handed to her in the process. I don't know who they're gonna bring in to beat Havoc. I mean, obviously Havoc won the match. In the beginning of the match, it never really happened because they didn't get in the ring. The bells never rang, and Havoc threw Gail Kim off the stage. And then, Gail Kim, come back, Jeremy Borash is like, this match is not going to continue due to the condition of Gail Kim. Gail Kim's like, I don't think so. This match is going on right now. She gets in the ring. She tried her best, and she did. Gail Kim proved that she is tough. She's hurt, and she's still wrestling, but she is tough. Great match. Havoc pulled away with the victory with the choke slam, and still comes out Knockouts champion. These two women, and I say it, I praise women wrestling, and I praise the TNA Knockouts. Each and every week that these Knockouts get in the ring, they prove why they're the best female wrestlers in professional wrestling today. They don't do evening gown matches. They don't do Jerry Springer. They don't do matches with any kind of crap. They get in, they beat the shit out of each other. They fight from one end of the arena to the other, and they keep going. They keep coming back for more. And win or lose, it's always a good match when you're watching the Knockouts. A Knockouts match. Which, speaking of which, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna do the announcement later. I'll do it right now. This Friday night would be tomorrow night, November the 7th. Knockouts Knockdown on pay-per-view. It's a one night only that TNA does. Knockouts Knockdown. Mia Yim's gonna be there. I think the Blossom Twins are gonna be there. Scarlett Bordeaux's gonna be there. I believe Havoc's going to be in there. All the TNA Knockouts that are on TV right now are going to be on there. Some from outside the company are going to be there. It's going to be really good. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to try to catch it Saturday, but watch it on pay-per-view Friday night. Lashley, that shows Lashley packing up and leaving. Leaves MVP. MVP's kind of shitting his pants now, thinking to himself, oh great, now what am I going to do? Now I'm all alone. Like, he has helped Bobby Lashley before in the past. So really, Bobby Lashley should be staying and helping him out. But MVP just runs his mouth. And he wants to take on Bobby Roode for that title. Stepping on Lashley's feet like that. I would leave on his ass too. I'd leave his ass laying right there. All right, buddy. See you later. And world title match. Last match of the night. Main event. Bobby Lashley versus MVP. Bobby Roode wins with the Roode Bomb. Pretty good match. MVP is slow. Watching that match, MVP is slow. He's slow. He sucks as a wrestler. He should have never been there. He hasn't done anything to be world champion or even to have a world heavyweight title match. Yeah, he was there. He was going to have a world title match, and then he hurt himself. And then Bobby Lashley went in and won the title anyway. But I don't see MVP winning, he doesn't deserve it. And that's all there is to it. At the end, Bobby Lashley came out and tried to, he came out, he speared Bobby Roode, speared him through his boots, and, as MVP sat there in the ring, reached out his hand to get help up, Bobby Lashley's like, blows him off, and leaves and left MVP in the ring by himself. Just about every single week, we see a title match of some sorts. We've been seeing a tag team title matches, tag team number one contenders tournament, X Division matches, and World Heavyweight Champions championship matches every week, just about every week. Things are really picking up. Next week it's going to be A-Dub, Austin Aries, challenges Bobby Lashley and the Hardys versus the Wolves for the World Tag Team Championships. And this concludes... I really got an emergency right now. This concludes the Ratt Report. See ya!